Hey guys, this is TheInterloper, and welcome back to my Let's Play for Shadowrun Returns. Last time we ended up exploring the the base of operations that we're gonna be having for the rest of the game, below the Seamstresses Union. A lot of cool shops, new characters, and it was overall mainly just like a talking episode, just to see what stuff we had available to us. There's a lot of cool stuff that we might look into in the future. But we also caught up with Coyote. She got a new arm. It was basically a robotic replacement since her former arm was torn to shreds. We assume by the Hellhounds. But now that she's recovered, we also got a hint of a new Ripper murder already. So we're gonna go check that out. Got 2 drones with us now. That was one of our investments that we made. So now we have a smoker drone as well as the Doberman drone that we started with. It's going to help increase our firepower by a lot. Let's see. Let's talk to the streetwalker here. Hey, you looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. Oh, you're very useful. Okay. Alright, looks like this is the only way we can go is to the upper left. Halt! Lone Star Guard. It's a robot. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You looking to get dusted, street scum? We get to use our etiquette here, which is pretty nice. Officer Aguirre called me in. Needs me to rule out if the killer bypassed security or if they were let in. Oh, of course. I'll open the gate. Aguirre is just inside the warehouse. Definitely no holes in our security here. Tip-top shape. Cool. Got some karma out of that too. Speaking of which, how much we got? We got 6. Let's go ahead and spend it. Getting karma pretty quickly here. We're gonna need it because fights are gonna get harder than what we're used to. That's for sure. I'm debating on whether I want to do quickness or if I want to put more into intelligence, because we don't even have Class B drones. There's no real point to get drone control up in power, but the drone combat is pretty damn good too. Take less damage. We could just do another point in intelligence, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, let's do intelligence. We have just enough for it. We'll just be very mindful. Let's look around because it seems like there's just a bunch of junk around here. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to behold. More airplane parts. Oh, here's some stuff. Next to this cool-looking helicopter. Phosphorus grenade. Packed with phosphorus, this grenade explodes like causing an additional -4 HP for 3 rounds, so it does damage over time. What do we have right now? I don't know what that is. I think it's just a concussion grenade or something, but we'll send it to our stash. And there's an item here. Fichetti concussion grenade. Oh, this is the concussion grenade. Does -1 AP to everyone hit by a blast. We could replace one of our medkits with that. Never know when that might be useful. That might be it in terms of goodies, though. I don't think we can get back here. Or I guess we can, but there's nothing up here, per se. No, there's nothing in there. Alrighty, let's go and check out the crime scene. Yep, transitioning. Inside, the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems this case hasn't leaked to the press. Yet. Lone Star or no, you've got a job to do. Ain't that the truth? Hopefully you get some more information from this. Bunch of people here. A lot of familiar faces, too. Alright, let's check out this real quick. You don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a Svelte young woman. I didn't catch that. Oh, whatever. It's not. I'm sure it's not too important. Let's go and talk to Officer Aguirre. Took your sweet time, didn't you? You know traffic these days. Fill me in. We had time to go over the evidence while you were en route. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? The National Transportation Safety Board. The warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate... Sorry, let me start that over. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate that he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Spilling corpse secrets? Not the wisest career choice. Nope. Some Rudder like you probably offed him to cover up his court master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. So a fake Ripper incident. I mean, it makes sense considering all these murders are happening so close to each other, but I wonder who would be trying to pretend like it's a Ripper murder. Dr. Dresden.
Interloper. Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off? Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your cred stick did at any rate.
He chuckles.
Anyway, surprise! We've got another Ripper victim on our hands.
Looks like business is good for a Dial-A-Morgue these days.
Ha! Yes. Yes, indeed. The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Cause of death unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what he wanted before he started gutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery.
Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time?
Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity.
Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect?
McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though.
That's funny. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? He seems like a real go-getter.
Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice.
Do you take the money? He grins from ear to ear.
Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think Aguirre's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him.
It sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories?
Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern science has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know.
Who's that woman over there?
No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think.
I'm gonna go take a look around.
Good luck out there.
Let's talk to Shannon. Here we go.
You're not a cop.
She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to the dead man? The suspicion in her voice and eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased.
He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me.
You're a shaman?
Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest.
Wait, were there any other witnesses?
Not so far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway.
Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes.
But my brother's spirit may not be alone here this night.
She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you can barely hear.
Yes, there are other spirits who may be of help.
Excuse me. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare.
But I can't do it alone.
What do you need?
This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard, and I think they may have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe that I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me?
I'll do what I can. They all basically said the same thing, but whatever. The door is locked, but you might be able to bypass it if you could get under the maintenance panel. That's a good point. Alright, let's check over here first. Yeah, this is the computer that Aglier was using. The researcher's works cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Let's read the notes from case file 95. Case file 95. Federated Boeing Jetliner IDN number 2305. Corporate owner, Ares. The plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17, 2053. 2:45 a.m. The pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. 2:49 a.m. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. Interesting. 2:58. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by the plane steward. 3:04 a.m. The co-pilot radios in the mayday. 3:12. The plane crashes into an empty field on western North Dakota. Interesting. Let's look at number 96. Case file number 96. Pratt & Whitney unmanned IDN number 327. Corporate owner Ares. Summary redacted. Time log redacted. Well, that doesn't help us at all. Let's look at 98. The file has been corrupted. Alright. Read the researcher's private notes? Sure. The notes that appear on screen pertain to NTSB case file number 96. The crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux nation border. I don't know how to say that word. I probably got one of those. One of those two is right. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigator's notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the researcher's notes to your PDA. Alright. So it's probably equipment failure that caused the crash, they say. But it's probably something to do with the Experimental Renraku Research Initiative. It's good information to have because it incriminates somebody. Alright, let's see what's in here. Appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside, you see several of the dead man's personal items. Let's inspect this toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Oh yeah, that was the first thing we read. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end, and when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest, hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. Alright, good stuff. That was what she was looking for. Alright, let me see what's in here first. Actually, no. That's a big room. Let's talk to the shaman first. We'll need at least 2 objects of significance from inside the warehouse. I'd go myself, but these pigs have barred me from entering. Oh, we need 2. That's right. Can we go in here yet? Nope. Alright. In which case, let's go in here then. Only place we have left to look. More airplane parts. Alright. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Let's dig through it. Sorting through the shoes, you realize that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair. A left shoe sneaker, a right red high heel pump, and a left black dress shoe. Look at the dress shoe. The dress shoe is a black face-up with a rubber sole. The pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It is otherwise unremarkable. The sneaker is a child's and has a musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get a sort of shock, as if from static electricity. When you touch it, this must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the shoe. Alright. So we got both significant items for the shaman. That's good. Let's check these real quick. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Let's still look through it. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Let's look at the earring. The earring is made out of a burnished steel, formed from the shape of a small salmon. An intense, primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Alright. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll in the front. And we got a cred stick with money on it. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDA and 200 new yen is added to your account. Awesome. Not a whole lot, but we'll take it. There's an open vent in this wall. It's too small for you to fit through, but you might be able to send a drone through to open the door from the other side. Now let's do that. Your drone fits through the hole, buzzes to the left, and activates the locked door from the inside. Awesome. I always liked the idea of just sending your drone in to do stuff for you. So I'm glad I'm able to do it with this playthrough. Found a magnetic screwdriver. Seems useful. Anything else in here, or is that it? I believe that is it. Actually, can we look at our mission items? Yeah, we can. Can be used to open unsecured wall panels. That is very helpful. Alright. Let's try opening this thing then. Lock panel easily comes unscrewed. Excellent. Let's see if we can find anything else in here. Looks like an old diary. Alright. I think that's it, but still. Probably useful. This appears to be the diary of a teenage girl. Okay. Let's talk to Shannon real quick. It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all that I will need. It shouldn't take me long to...
What the hell is this?
Alright. Officer Aguirre trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. She...
This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle.
Isn't it a standard procedure to contact the next of kin?
Ma'am, consider yourself contacted. Now get the hell out.
Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Yeah. It's too bad. Got a bunch of karma, though. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful that you were able to collect those items before those clods carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they were anchored. We need to get back in there. We'll come back later once the coast is clear. I can't stand the waiting, but I don't see any other choice. You sure you're up for this? Maybe a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of it. Whatever your reasons, I thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. You could say that. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled nuyen from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, and shoves the whole wad at you. So we got 4,000 nuyen. That's pretty good. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Alright, sounds good. And that's pretty much all we can do for now, so let's go back. As you start to leave the warehouse, you comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. Coyote looks tense. Hoi, interloper. You in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star. Same old thing. I hear you. Her jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in a royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. Sounds nasty. Her brow furrows. It was, for all kinds of reasons. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell in with some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using them for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting at BTL labs ever since trying to find him. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're on a crusade. Maybe. That's what Miss Kubota calls it. Her face lights up. She's running hot, has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. On my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. I mean, we got time to help her out before we have to come by tonight, so might as well help her. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco in a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of the building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder, and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Yep, she's definitely in the zone to get some payback. Thanks for meeting us, Interloper. I owe you one. No sweat. I figured you could use the backup. Yeah, you never know what sort of firepower to expect in one of these BTL squats. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen. I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job, thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of the squats past the door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. From my experience, there's usually a lookout looking for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, don't know how much firepower I expect, but these guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right, babe. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. Alright, sounds good. Let's talk to BTL Clocker. This orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are others, licks his lips, and nods Alright, we'll say he's nodding, as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi, how you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in, whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker. Trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You want to go on a ride? You can forget you're an orc for a while. Worked for me. You sell BTLs, right? He grins a lopsided grin. Oh yeah, chummer. Oh yeah. Better than life. Definitely better. Dream chips, mind benders, SimStim, SimSense without peak limits, high octane intensity. What kind of rides can I go on? We got it all of it. We got it all. Yeah. What you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that way? Want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got fairy tale direct chummers love. You name it. And you can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip as long as there's slagging involved, right? Cody's eyes are hard, her pupils tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff too, don't you? The clocker looks around, more nervous now. Maybe, yeah, maybe. For the right price. You can feel it. What it's like to die, what it's like to kill. How does this place operate? How do I get in? That's the best part. The best part! It's a lab. They test the new stuff here. The hottest Drek. You can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door. It'll get you in and out any time you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slot right there. Our guys guard you while you're chipping. Safest way, chummer. Safest way. Don't you think you're hurting people selling them this Drek? His eyes stop rolling. He's focused, on high alert. You want to step back off of that? You want to step away the hell back? This is sprawl biz, chummer. It's the biz of the people, and by the people. It's for the fraggin' people, so slot off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. I'm stepping back, just want to go in and see for myself. We don't want to cause trouble because it might make it difficult to get in. Alright then. Alright, good. Go on in and see my boy, Charlie. He'll set you up with a pass card. You see, Charlie. Alrighty. Well, I think we're going to call the episode here, guys, because we're kind of coming up on 30 minutes now. But next time we're going to come into this facility and, do what we can to stop it and grab Coyote's friend. So, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I promise next time we'll get some more battles, and I know the last couple episodes have been more talking and stuff and investigation, but it's a big part of the game. I mean, it's what you got to expect. So, hope you guys have been enjoying it as much as I have. I know I definitely have been enjoying the roleplay and stuff. So, till next time, hope you guys have a good one. See ya!